our scene opens as the agent's car pulls up to the rundown, dingy, off the beaten path motel. Agent Cross and Agent Wendigo are sitting in the car, looking out at the door of the room that they know they left the friendlies in when they were away. There's silence for a moment or two before the sound of the car doors opening and closing almost simultaneously as the two agents get out of the car, head over to the door of the motel, and knock on the door. Friendlies, you are woken up by the sound of knocking on the door of the hotel room. Rose and Peggy, you are in a lot of pain this morning from your wounds. Any medication has completely worn off. You're feeling everything now. What would you like to do?
Emily will roll out of bed and go over to the door and just say at the door, who is it? Kind of holding her head.
I think it'd be fun if we establish like a knock or something like that. Like maybe not shaving a haircut, but something close.
A knock or even like a code word.
Yeah. Something cool. I can only think of jokes right now.
Who is it? Why did the chicken cross the road?
Because the program told it to.
What happens to nails?
Oh no!
Oh god!
No. Let's not use that one.
And goodbye, everyone.
That's it. We're done.
I
like
say
fishing?
the word. Yeah.
Do you like fishing?
How do you like fishing? And whatever the response is, just fine. How do you like fishing?
God. I'm too hungover for this, she mutters, and unlocks the door and opens it.
Oh, time to go away.
I'm
would,
going
but I don't
to
think
kind
they
of
would.
stumble out and look for some like ibuprofen or something in the
Yeah, so-
bathroom.
Agents, you are stepping into this room to see dozens of paper cups, all knocked over on the table, some of them on the floor. You see a bottle of booze that is basically empty. You see Peggy stumbling towards one of the drawers to try to look for medicine. Emily is standing there kind of like holding her head. Rose is still in the bed, I assume?
Yeah, she's still in her nightgown, which is now in the light of day, and also with two men that she's not really familiar with in the room, a little more risque than she'd care for, so she kind of like pulls the blanket over her head and hides.
These they're clearly hungover.
Mm. So it
Yeah,
seems
Emily
like
just
you
steps
had-
back.
Seems like you had more fun of an evening than we did.
Well, you did leave us alone in a hotel room with absolutely nothing to do after perhaps the longest century I've ever had. So, what in the world do you think was going to happen?
Just pointing things out.
Hmm.
And just sort of gestures like, can I come in?
Emily steps back. Let you in.
Walks in, he's holding a hard drive. And I guess goes over to whatever, if there's like a desk in the corner somewhere, and just kind of sits up at the desk, doesn't say anything to anyone, and starts setting it up to his laptop to sort of get some information from this thing.
Yeah, I would like Cross and Wendigo both to make an alertness roll.
Oh no.
Oh, cripes.
Ah, yeah, boy. That's a 39 under 70. My guy. Gonna roll well now.
That's a 93 over 20.
Bob.
Well, honestly, this is good to start off here. So you can get the
It can only get better. It can only get better.
Only get better.
Don't say
only
that.
get better.
Don't say that. 99 is coming for you. Okay. So, Agent Cross, as you're beginning to set up, you kind of look to the floor and you see a couple of duffel bags that weren't here before.
I just point at them.
Your handler came and We had a bit of a day. A good day, perhaps. How do I put this? They took us shopping? Is that what they call it?
I mean,
I believe so.
does it really qualify as shopping if we don't pay for anything?
Well, I mean, I just assumed governments and all that. Um,
We acquired new wardrobes.
yes.
It was necessary.
Did they say anything else?
Took us to a doctor.
Besides... Oh. So everyone's feeling well. Besides...
Before or after the shopping?
Yeah.
Before. So Peggy and Rose are shipshape. That's a word I don't think I would have used before. But yes, I think we're in much better spirits. How are the two of you? You're still standing. That's good. That's positive.
Just sort of nods his head a little bit. Wendigo, why don't you fill them in?
Well, we went back. We went to various places within what we thought was Mars Corp. And we met Victoria Glass, and she gave us, well, this, and I'll pull out a journal. Dr. Clark is dead. I'll just tell you that first off.
Peggy will reach a hand out to grab the journal if he's offering it.
Doesn't say much.
Reedy.
I think Emily steps away and just looks out the window, just kind of tense.
From what we understand, from what I can make out of it, it seems as if Victoria Glass is in some other space. It was like a library. All these weird doors and things and mirrors and stuff, it's all sort of connected in a way. It's hard to understand. I'm sure you realize that. But it seems like Victoria Glass is the one person that might be trying to help. Gave us a little bit of information. We got Dr. Clark's notes. There's a lot.
Did she give you any information that might help us figure out how to defeat what we're up against?
Perhaps.
The journal says that they're making clones. I don't know how Dr. Clark found that out, but one of them looks
Clones
like...
of whom?
Well, he says there's different varieties. It's right there on the page, but it says that one of the varieties looks like our friends that visit us at the safe house. Another variety looks like Nicole Mars's sister, Arnie, something like that.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple others, but they weren't fully formed, or he didn't have enough time to see what the other two looked like.
Yeah, it's, I think, copies of Fletcher, Annie Mars, and two unknowns. It seems to be the clones that they're able to make. This is Mars Corp. I think something that we've sort of misunderstood before this point, and perhaps that's just me, is thinking that this is all connected into one. I believe we're dealing with two separate things. The mansion and Mars Corp. Mars Corp is trying to do something very specific. They're trying to find these doors, points, I guess, at the door behind him. Those mirror things. They're trying to figure out where they go, what's behind them, but they're not doing it very safely. They're bumbling. They use these clones to do it safely. They don't want to send in their own people. The mansion is whatever that faceless thing is. Probably from one of the doors that Mars Corp was so carelessly snooping around in. I believe it's sort of like a ghost haunting everyone that's gone into the mansion, as you can expect. And then third different person, separate entity, the library with Victoria Glass. It's all very confusing.
Go ahead.
We actually talked to Victoria for a bit too. She mentioned the faceless to us as well. But I think the only thing she really said to us was we can't kill it. We can only contain it. Like, can't be defeated. Or you defeat it by containing it, but we can't end it.
Wendigo's going to look around the room. How did she get in? How did she visit you?
I actually don't remember. I remember talking to her. I don't remember how.
It wasn't while I was in the room, so I'm not sure when you would have.
But that leads me to another one of my theories. Again, a bunch of different theories. I'm sure none of it will pan out, but there is a thought that haven't really wanted to speak out loud yet, but part of me thinks we might have never left the house. Meaning, we're there now.
But we followed the steps. Oh, do you mean when we first came out, or when we all went in with Detective Pike, or Agent Pike?
Probably when he went in with Agent Pike. Perhaps you escaped the first time, but it is again just a theory. Just a theory. But there's also some more information. Notes about a case number 7349. That was in Clark's notes. It was also in pieces of paper.
When you say that number, Emily snaps out of her reverie and turns to you and says, 7349.
Yeah.
Okay. And she goes over to the phone and then opens it and then realizes she doesn't know what she's doing and then walks over to Cross and says, can you show me how to get the last number that you called?
And grabs it, pulls it up, looks at the last numbers that were called. I'm assuming he sees those numbers.
You see 7349.
How many times was it called?
Twice.
All right, show her the phone.
Yeah.
This is another point to me thinking that perhaps we never left. I don't know.
Oh, all of this is a hallucination?
I'd like to go into the bathroom and turn on the shower really hot so that it steams.
You do so.
Great.
Everyone else is probably like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing, Emily?
Responding to Rose, I say, it's a theory.
Has anyone been back to the mansion since we left? If we did leave, what would happen if we went back there?
No idea. Perhaps if we... Obviously, you know some things that we don't. And before we go, I want to apologize, sort of. You all have experience with these creatures, Mars Corp, the house, a lot more than a gesture at me and Wendigo. And I think it's time that we, I don't know, set the past aside and pull everything together so we can get out of this alive.
I agree. The more and more we line up clues, the more it seems like we're doomed. Rats trapped with no way out of the maze.
That was a warning that Victoria Glass said, was the deeper that we go, the harder it is to climb out. At least with digging deeper into the mystery.
If I tell you something, you have to promise not to kill us.
I promise that I'm not here to follow what the program is telling me to do. I can promise you that much.
I mean, you're already fucked, so even if you do kill us, it won't benefit you.
Yeah.
Victoria told us something else. Anyone who comes into contact with us is essentially cursed or infected or collected by that creature, by the faceless. Like, coming in contact with us upset some sort of balance.
Like an infection, sort of.
Yeah. So, being
Which would
around
be
us.
why they ordered us killed in the first place.
Well, that was Mars. Not necessarily the program, but
Right.
I can see why they... Well, shit.
Sorry, we probably have given you a death sentence. That was never our intention, obviously.
We'll see about that. We're not dead yet.
That we know of.
The way I see it, if we're dead, we're dead. If we're trapped, we're trapped. The only thing that we can do now is keep going. But we need we need a clue. We need somewhere to go, an idea.
Well, let's lay it all out. And I would like to proceed to give them as much of information about what happened as I can, how we went in the building.
Before he starts that, though,
Okay.
because Emily would come in the room after she does her thing. So Emily goes into the bathroom, turns on the shower so that it steams. And once it is steamed, first she writes on the door of the shower where she saw JMMF write a note the first time. Are you there? Are you listening?
You do not get a response.
Turns off the water, takes a towel, wipes down the mirror, takes off a glove, and sets her hand on the mirror and thinks really fucking hard about the house and the living room and tries her very hardest to believe that that mirror is a door. She makes herself believe in her very bones that if she were to go through this mirror right now, she could do, and it would take her into that living room.
Make a sanity roll for me.
Cool. That's a 1.
A 1%?
It's a 1. It's the best I'll roll all night.
You close your eyes and you try to make yourself create this truth. And As you open your eyes, the mirror is just a mirror.
Great. Okay. She breathes a sigh of relief that is tinged just a little with disappointment and walks back out of the bathroom.
I think Wendigo is pretty put off by what Rose has told him. Like there is a different change in his face. Feeling almost how does this affect other people in his life if he's cursed now? What does that mean in the future? And as he looks down, he sees the bags there, and he kind of walks over to Cross and just sort of whispers, why would Foster not contact us? We were with his agents.
Sort of whispering back. I have no idea. That's what makes me feel. That's what makes me add to this theory that maybe we're still in the house. Because what Mars is doing makes sense. What the house is doing makes sense. But why we were with the agents, we weren't able to talk to our handler. All of that is fucked.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But is it protocol for that to happen?
Typically, the handlers don't deal with the case.
Yeah, at all.
The handlers instruct you to deal with the case. Survivors, why don't you make alertness rolls for me?
What the fuck for what? Sorry, this.
Maybe
I
to
love
see
the
if we can
sass.
hear you, sneaky bitches.
That was 54 over 50, which is tragic.
I got a 4 under 60.
I got a 97 over idle.
All right, kind of makes sense, Peggy. You're the only one. You're really good at zeroing in on conversations and on voices, and you heard this conversation. You also heard the agents referring to Foster as a man.
Hold on. I'm sorry, I don't mean to eavesdrop on your conversation, but we've met Foster. Foster is not a man, Foster is a woman.
She brought
I'm
us
gonna
to the doctor,
I'm gonna give a look
right?
to Cross.
When we first got to the Mars Corp building, you saw Agent Foster standing there, a man.
No.
No.
Woman.
You were there. It was clearly a woman.
Yes.
I take out my gun and
Whoa.
no, towards you, pointing at the ground, and then be like, and just sort of gesture at the bags to see if Wendigo, if you wouldn't mind. I don't say anything. I just gesture like, please open them, and then just kind of pointing it at the bags.
Wendigo will gently get down and unzip one bag at a time, kind of like opening it up slowly.
Yeah, we see the zipper slowly unzip and the bag open up. There's just clothes in there.
There's 2 bags though, right?
I'm gonna gesture for you to pour the bag out on the floor.
Okay.
Sure. I think you
inside it out.
take
I'll
both
inside
bags,
it out.
dump. It's just clothes.
Don't you know it's rude to go through a lady's things?
Listen,
We were having
Our
the same
agent-
conversation just a second
Yeah.
ago, weren't we?
our agent Foster.
Should we call Foster? I mean, we've seen
You
enough
have-
things to.
Yes.
What's their number?
She put
As
it
you
in the
say that-
phone.
As you say that, Agent Wendigo, your personal phone rings.
I'm gonna give the and hello.
You hear Agent Foster's voice. Do you have anything more to report?
Why are you calling on my personal phone?
You hear a small
This isn't Agent Foster.
You know, that's the perk of an organization that works in secrecy. I can tell you I'm with them and you'll just believe me. You haven't been working for the program, not for this mission. You've been playing right into my hand. Mars Corp caught wind and that triggered the extermination order. But I cannot be killed, and apparently it's hard to kill you as well.
Am I the only target?
No. But you're in luck. I no longer wish to kill you. And as they're saying this, the voice is changing. You're hearing those dual vocal cords of the faceless that you have seen before.
I do not wish to kill you because I have you. Exactly where I want you. You see, I am a collector. Welcome to my world without doors.
The line goes dead.
I hang it up. Well, it's dead. I hang it up and I say, fuck.
I go like this. Like, dare to explain.
I just got a call on my personal number from our faceless friend.
Right.
We're not working for the agency anymore. This is not the program. This is nothing. This is some fucked up shit that's going on, and he's collecting us for his stupid fucking game.
Why?
Well, when did this start, though? We found you, brought you back, then brought you to the Mars Corp building. That was the first time that we came into contact with you. We went into the Mars building. As far as we know, everything was contained within that house, but apparently it's not contained within that house. We just left the Mars building. It was on fire. I don't think...
But if
What did they get us? What did they
If-
fucking get us?
Forrester was a woman for us and a man for you at the building, it was already in progress.
It's in play then.
Exactly.
It's in play then. It's either that fucking camper where we all met up, or outside that building. Or
it was
that-
That's
when
what
we
was
met them.
meant. It said, what if you're on the wrong side of the mirror or something like that? Perhaps we've been on the wrong side this whole time. Is that what they were saying?
Yeah.
Someone on the phone answered when I dialed the first time. They said everything was a lie and we'd have to go through it. I don't know what that meant. Through
Was it male or
something.
female? I don't even know if that fucking matters, because we would be talking to a male foster and you would be talking to a female foster. So does that even fucking matter?
And it's contrary to what you said to Victoria said, which was the deeper you go, the harder it is to climb out. And this perhaps we have to go through to get to go forward. I don't know.
This fucking thing.
Every time we go through another mirror, we're just going deeper into the collector's world, whatever it is.
But they haven't killed us yet. That's what they said on the phone, right? That
Yeah,
it's
they have-
difficult to kill. They're trying to fucking scare us. It wants us to think that there's no way out, that there's nothing we can do. Why wouldn't
Right.
it just kill
If
us
it-
now?
If it truly knew it had us and collected us, it might not say anything
No, we'd already be dead.
unless the fear is part of what it wants.
Like a cat toying with its prey.
Right.
Harry, is there any way that Wendigo would have researched something about portals or using doorways in his research, his sort of field?
If so,
not
nothing-
knowing how this would work, but how sort of they would be used
Played the game Portal.
at some point. Like,
I think the extent of that, honestly, would be studying black holes.
We've got to do something. We can't sit here.
Well, before we go anywhere, let's finish laying everything out. Obviously, the people that we can trust are in this room. You all agree?
No more secrets.
No more secrets.
Has anybody else got something they've been holding back? Say it now.
When we first got information about all of you, everyone was clear except for you, Miss O'Neill.
Me?
They labeled you as a threat.
Why? Because of my wound?
It was a trait, trusting, something like that. I can't quite remember. That seems to be the only secret that I would have kept. The rest is, I guess, what happened when we left you all, and I'll begin to explain. We arrived at the Mars Corp building with the other two agents. We were looking around. We kept seeing a ghost of a man in a suit. Collected some hard drives. We had to... Oh, fuck. Agent Cross just kind of looks down. We weren't in the Mars Corp building. We were in the fucking house.
What
We
is
had to go into the
hard
basement.
drive?
What? Oh,
What is you went for a drive?
It's a smaller
Computer.
computer that holds information, an electronic device that holds information using magnets and mechanical
stop.
levers.
Just.
I
That's
think
all right.
with that
Okay.
too, Cross is literally like padding two different like hard drives that he has with him.
Yeah. Actually, while I'm saying that, I'm going to start getting onto that
Yeah.
while I'm talking about it. And like, the layout that we went through the Mars building, I feel like it matches the fucking house. But we were in the Mars building. We saw things, but the place that we needed to go down to, the place that it was calling to us, was the basement, which is also an important place in the house from what I remember. We went down in there. We all got separated. We had visions. Hide warp. They didn't necessarily share everything that they saw, but what I saw... Last time, I think this faceless person tried to scare me and it didn't fucking work. So this time, they just put me with those fucking vampires, but I got out. Then, we got back together, met Victoria Glass in this other place, this library, got the journals, and then we were outside. Mars Corp was on fire. We came here. We also found this paper that was scattered throughout the building, which kept mentioning those numbers again, which I believe is that
7349.
the 7349, which is the case number from Mars Corp. And a Dr. Voss. Please tell me that that was not the doctor that operated on you.
Is
Doctor,
it?
I don't think so. You're saying the case number, do we have a file? The case file?
Mars Corp. Case number 7349. Subjects have been detained and released into the care of Dr. Voss. And it says you also see a signature from Dr. Voss at the bottom of the page. So, grabs this,
This is a physical paper that he has. Could I see it?
hand it.
Do you have anything that might reveal a hidden message?
Black light.
We could try charcoal rubbing.
With that.
Black.
Pull it out.
What's a black light? You try it.
Yeah. I have that because I'm
New
cool.
things.
Actually, no. Wendigo, you probably have a bunch of that shit.
Yeah, it's
so I'd be
probably in
like,
my
"Nah."
backpack.
Any sort of solution we could put on it, or I don't know.
So I'll grab an electronic black light that is in my duffel bag, and I'll turn it on, and you'll see a purple glow, and we'll just run it up and down the paper multiple times, seeing if there's anything on it.
Okay. I'm gonna say, since this was Peggy's idea, make a luck roll.
14.
As this black light is running over this paper, I think Wendigo and Peggy, your head is like over the table to look at this, and as it's running across, you get excited for a moment because you're seeing something like appearing on the paper itself, but the more that you focus, you can see it's like hard scribbles. And it's just the numbers 7, 3, 4, and 9 over and over and over and over, overlapping and laying over each other. No new information.
7, 3, 4, 9. We need that file. We need. It seems to be central to everything.
Wendigo has an
I'm on
idea.
it.
Wendigo has an idea. In every hotel, motel room, there is a Bible. He is going to go to the Bible and look for chapter 7, verse 33 to 49.
Chicken dream shit.
On all, as much as he can go through, just looking through, reading those passages, just to see if there's any inkling of some sort of pattern or idea that could jog a memory or something that could help us with this case.
Okay. Make a sanity roll.
87 over 57.
Oh no.
That is going to cost you 4 points of sanity.
Bab!
Do you hit your breaking point?
Not yet. I'm really close, though. I'm really stinking close.
Fucking fuck.
I knew we were close. That's why I wanted to ask. However, as you are flipping through here, for a moment you think you're about to pass out. It hits so quickly, your vision suddenly just blurs, and you're realizing it's not your vision, it's the words on the pages. As you're flipping through, you see the words themselves blurring and like almost like glitching in a sense. And there's this moment where you blink and you're kind of shaking your head, and you can see words begin to disappear, one after another, after another, after another. And eventually most all words are gone. They just have left like one letter of certain words. Let me just type it in as you're looking at it here. Would you rather I type it for just you, or would you like for everyone to see?
Just me.
Okay.
He's gonna snap the book shut and toss it back into the drawer and slam it.
I think there's a moment of quiet, and then just boom, the book is slammed shut, tossed in the drawer is slammed.
What in all the world? Agent Wendigo.
Sorry.
What was that?
It was a dead end.
Right.
I get that way when I'm researching. I'm sorry.
I've known some passionate researchers, but that's quite a leap. The voice on the telephone, said that we had to go through it, that everything is a lie, and that one of us is going to die. I don't know quite what. I mean, I don't know who it was, of course, but Agent Cross, can I speak to you a moment?
1 second. And I try to, I guess, hopefully finish getting the information, then I will get up and go talk to
One final click. You seem to have unlocked these hard drives, basically. You see, I'm going to say for the sake of it, both are accessible at once. And you see, as you're opening them up, thousands upon thousands of video files.
Okay.
These video files, at least for the first few hundred. You'd have to be scrolling for a long time to see all of these, but for the first few hundred, you're noticing they have different titles to them with numbers like following that title. The first title that you see, Charted Doors. You see 01, 02, 03. The next title you see Infected Location. And with numbers following that, 0001, 0002,
Gonna
etc.
Command F7349. Try to find that. If there is.
Nothing comes up.
7348.
Nope.
7350.
Nope.
So do they not go at that high, or is it like I would like to go to where the 7000s are and see where it stops, if any.
So the only one that goes into the thousands are the infected locations, but you see that only goes into like the 2000 range.
Oh, okay. I'll be looking at this and sort of put a cigarette out and be like, Wendigo, can you come look at this? And then I'll get up to go talk with Emily. I guess I start just walking off to a corner or to like the back room.
Listen, it's not... I called the number back. I want you to know that I appreciate everything you've done for us. I was a little snippy with you the other day, and I do apologize for that. The thing is, Rose and Peggy, I know, they've found each other. You understand? And if that thing is right, if one of us has to die, I need you to promise me something. I know you don't owe me anything, but I need you to promise me. If the choice is myself or one of them...
The choice is you all are making it out of here. That's final.
I appreciate it. But if anyone's going to be doing saving around here, Agent, it's you or Wendigo. I'm just... Please. If it's a choice, let them have each other.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you. For everything.
Also, you don't need to apologize or thank me. Just being alive, yeah, it's thanks enough. I can be the bad guy.
I appreciate it nonetheless.
Just kind of looks uncomfortable and then takes out another cigarette and he's like, and just mumbles and then walks away awkwardly.
You follow.
While they're in another room and Wendigo distracted, Rose is gonna climb out of bed and go to the duffel bag and pull on one of the dresses she got yesterday. And as she's like walking to the duffel bag, she's gonna like almost instinctively, not even like thinking about it, like run her hands like across Peggy's back without even it's just habitual, just like, yeah, can't help but do it sort of thing.
I think that's something we see like as Emily is saying they found each other, and the two of you kind of glance and see that happen across the room.
Yeah, and I think Peggy would react to that too, very instinctively, just leaning in and grabbing, her hand and just reciprocating the affection.
Agent Wendigo, you have a seat at this chair at the desk and you take a look at these files?
Yes.
Okay, you see they are all video files. Do you open any of them?
Is there anything on the video files that I could, like a timestamp, something that I could, like a date timestamp or anything like that, that we can see? Or is it to see when it was modified or recorded? The file name should have something like that.
Yeah. As you like look into the properties of the video to see this, you do not see like a recorded date or anything like that. You believe that's intentional. You see a modified date on any of them that you will check. Modified date is today. It seems to be changing whenever the hard drives are accessed, you would guess, to keep the
Secrecy, the
Yeah.
integrity. Okay.
Yeah. But you're able to kind of see they're not very long videos. They seem anywhere between like 5 seconds and maybe 15 seconds tops. Like they are not very long videos at all.
Okay. He sees charted doors, the infected locations, and destroyed, and he needs to know what the infected are, because that's where we have to go to. So he's going to take the first 10 files and go from 10 down to 1, viewing them backwards.
Okay, so you are looking at infected locations.
Yeah, just 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, all the way up to 1. He's going to take the first 10, and then he's going to, if he's just going to keep going down by 10 as he's looking at them.
All right, you open the first one. As you do so, you see one little like green pixel appear on the screen itself, like on the corner, almost as if the screen got like smashed up against something. It's not appearing in the video, it's appearing on your screen. But you open the video and you see it is a dock. You see a ship moving out of the dock with M. Mangala. Looks like a very, very old video. It's about 6 seconds long, and then it stops. Move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Click on the next one. You see that little green pixel almost like spiderweb out a little bit and affect a little bit more of your screen. You open the next file, another infected location. You see what looks like maybe a street light camera. You see a street. This is a very, very short video, but it's time-lapsed. It's about 5 seconds. You see day, night, storm, night. And then it repeats. Click on the next video.
Yes, but if I do, and it spiderwebs one more time, I'm going to holler for Cross.
Yeah, you click on the next video, and as it opens up, you do see that spider web crack out even further. Almost half your screen is blacked out now, unwatchable. You can kind of move the video file over to the other side to be able to see it, but you imagine you only maybe have, after this one more that you could click on. Do you call crossover before you actually push play on this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Cross. I need you to come take a look at your screen here.
What happened?
So I went into infected locations. I clicked the first video, a little bit of a spiderweb. Played a file of the Mangala, the ship, leaving the dock. First of all, 1922. How the fuck do you have a video camera in 1922? Second of all, we go to another location. It's a time-lapse video, but it spiderwebs a second time. Clicked it the third time, it moved halfway across. I don't want to touch anymore because I'm afraid what's going on here. But we have one more video. We have a video here. It's probably the last time we're going to see something.
Laptops have Bluetooth AirDrop capability.
Yeah.
We have a couple of phones dispersed between us, I believe. So I'll say perhaps maybe airdropping, because these are really short videos. So I feel like maybe, yeah, I want to try to, since we can only watch 2 more, pick the 2 that I'm going to, and then get all the other ones and just airdrop them to both mine and Wendigo's phone.
Okay.
Well, I guess, yeah, first playing the video that Wendigo pulled up first.
Okay. This next video, you see, it is the shortest one you've clicked on so far. It's like 2 seconds. You just see a slight movement. This is just inside of a school bus.
That's where, what's his name was? That's where Clark was.
Yeah, that's where Sanford was. He was in a bus of some sort.
I'm gonna look at Wendigo. I don't know if this is gonna work. I finish the airdropping and I look at him. This seems to be the only information that we have is on here. Seeing another location could tell us where not to go. But perhaps seeing one of these charted doors might be able to help us know where to go. Or at least how to get out of here. That thing on the phone said that we're trapped here. Maybe we're not. What do you think? Charted or infected?
Well, I don't want to fuck up your computer anymore, so let's see what Charted does.
It's a computer. So yeah, I pull up. Is there any names on the charted doors, or does it say like 1, 2, 3?
It says charted door 1, charted door 2, or charted door 3. Which one do you click on?
1.
Charted door 1. You see about a 5-second video of a camera panning across the living room of the Glass Mansion. And the computer screen itself cracks further and blackens completely.
Shut it. In that video, did it focus on anything? Or
yeah,
was
it focused on the glass mirror by the fireplace.
Okay. All right.
I bet you I could guess the other 2 charted locations.
What do you think?
My guess?
Yeah.
If these people are telling the truth, like I feel like they're doing, I'm thinking one is a mirror on a boat somewhere, and another one is a mirror in some damn cavern.
Wendigo, I'd like you to try opening another uncharted door on your phone, if you don't mind.
I'll open Uncharted door number 2 on my phone.
Which phone are we sending these to?
I would probably instinctively send it to like my my program phone.
Okay.
For security stuffs.
Okay, so which one are you opening?
I'm opening Charted door number 2 on my program phone.
Okay. Charted door number 2. The file opens up and you see it's very, very hard to see. You have to focus on it. You even like quickly just go turn up the brightness on your phone and you see this one's it's about 10 seconds long, only because it's so hard to make anything out. It's very dark. But you do see flashlight beams and you see you're inside of a cave. That is number 2.
Guess you're right. Did it do anything to his phone? No cracks?
Oh yeah, your phone goes completely black and is no longer functional.
But
It doesn't crack or anything, it just dies.
Just cuts out.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a step back for a second. I'm gonna wrap up the hard drives, sort of put them in a bag.
As you're doing so, you closed your laptop. I think I saw that motion of closing it, right?
Yeah, as soon as it cracked, just in
As
case,
you were-
I don't know, weird shit would come out of it.
Just in case, as you are picking up these hard drives, you do see the top of the laptop come up
Slam!
just a little bit. Right before you go to slam, you see fingers coming out, and you just slam it down. Go ahead and make an athletics roll for me.
No, this is not for me.
Or I'll let you do like unarmed combat or something. Your choice.
Oh, okay, yeah. Can I do dexterity to see if I can do
Nope.
it quick enough? Okay,
Nope.
I'll do unarmed combat then. Come on. The 71 over 60.
So make a sanity roll for me, first of all.
Whenever it counts in combat, Agent Cross is not there. That's 84 over 81.
So there is this terribly secluded moment. It's almost as if you are the only one that exists for a moment. As you see these fingers move out from underneath this laptop, your entire form goes hot with fear. You feel it in your spine, and there's this feeling of the unknown, of being out of control. You have no control of the situation right now, like when you're in a dream and you just can't run. Your legs are stiff. You cannot move. You see the arm come out even further, and the palm slaps down onto the desk itself, kind of grabs onto the edge of the desk and pulls, and you see more of the arm coming out. You go to move to try to slam down on this laptop, and you just can't. You can't move. And then you see the laptop open up entirely, and you see the arm, the shoulder, and the head of a faceless moving up and peering at you, turning its head, cocking its head from side to side, and it moves like it's trying to open its mouth, but there's nothing there to open. You just see skin stretching and stretching and stretching as it stretches further and further down off the desk. And then you blink, and you're standing there sweating. This costs you 4 points of sanity. The rest of you, this laptop didn't move.
Agent Cross.
Cross, you hear in like a whispered echo in your ear. Gotcha.
I would say as soon as probably I'd snap out of it, I would basically punch the laptop, just attack it basically, and then just stop.
Two of you really like banging things around when you're researching, don't you?
Drop my cigarette, get another one. It's our fun friend playing tricks. I light another cigarette.
Toying with us.
Yeah. It's not real. And I'll turn back, just sort of wiping my face off. Let's make sure we have everything out on the table. So what else happened while we were gone?
We told you everything.
I agree. I don't think there's anything else. During the time that Cross was on the computer or whatever, Peggy's just been writing in the notebook the number over and over. She wrote, she spelled out all the words. She's trying to anagram them to see if they spell anything. Can I roll to see if I figure anything out about the numbers in doing that?
You know what? Do you have anything in occult?
A little bit, yeah. A 50.
Yeah, go
just for being
go ahead
in the
and
mansion.
roll occult.
If you ask for Rose's help at some point, Rose is also pretty good at occult. We learned this in the mansion.
It's true. I
Emily's
failed. So then I would share my notes with Rose. Can you make anything of this?
I can try.
I picked out the words "never free" from those 4 letters, but the rest is nonsense.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I don't know. See what I've written and see if you can make anything of it, or see anything that looks familiar.
I'm gonna take a picture. I rolled a 1.
Hell yeah.
2 ones in one
Hell
game
yeah.
is scary.
Okay, so
You beautiful
I
genius.
think yeah, you kind of pull the notebook over and the two of you are looking at it together. While you're studying that, Emily, do you answer Cross's question?
Well, I don't think I mentioned how I got that number originally to call it. I was, what's the word I'm looking for? Spending time in the bathroom to give these two some privacy. And, on the, door, the glass door of the shower, JMMF wrote the numbers. And then we went to bed, and I don't think I even thought about it when I dialed the first time. But I tried to write back, and just now I tried to write as well, but nothing.
Cross just sort of nods. Just trying to take all of this stuff in and sort of like mumbling to himself. He's like, well, seems like this JMF person is trying to help us, but the numbers correlate with Mars Corporation, which is not trying to help us.
Also a date.
It's Sanford's name.
What?
What?
It says Sanford Clark.
What does?
What does?
Oh.
The numbers. There's 2 words. There's Sanford Clark.
Where is Sanford Clark's journal right now?
I think Wendigo had it, right?
Well, I had.
You kind of passed it around. Did you take it back just instinctually, or?
I would have taken it back, yes.
Okay. You feel it begin to tremble, vibrate slightly.
I'm gonna just hold it out and see if I flip it open, if pages change or turn or anything like that.
You open it?
Yeah.
Take out my gun.
I would like everyone to roll a d4, please.
Hi.
That's the worst die to roll.
I agree. I don't
Including
like
me?
d4s. Yes.
Including me?
Little
Yes.
caltropes.
As this book is opened, Agent Cross,
What's up?
you feel a jerk as if someone is pulling you backwards by the back of your shirt. Just this
yeah.
yank quickly. There's this loud cry and
Oh.
yell of an angry voice that's shouting, "No!" You are slammed down onto your back, onto pavement? Pavement? The bus continues. You see a school bus drive off, and you're laying in the street. You see the Faceless stands over you in the street as rain begins to fall. And you know that it's not a knowledge as in something you've learned, it's a knowledge as in something you've always known, like a dream, when you just know things. And you know that this is how it started. You're looking around. The rain is beginning to fall. And the Faceless talks to you again in that dual voice that doesn't come from it, but instead comes from your head. You think beginnings matter? I am forever. Beginnings are nothing. Go ahead and roll. I will let you choose human or occult.
Human, baby. Fuck me. Thank you, Dice. I love you so much. 60 under 83.
As you look up at this faceless, it leans down to get closer to you. You see the shoulders squared up as if confident, but something in its demeanor makes you sense it's afraid.
I knew it.
Agent Wendigo, you aren't pulled or jerked into any location. You just blink, and suddenly you are in a living room. But it's not the living room of the Glass Mansion. It's somewhere else. It's somewhere unfamiliar, and you see an empty pizza box on the kitchen table. The house is silent, but a faceless stands at the window, peering at you with its just featureless, blank slated head. Who is it? You just stare into this expressionless, featureless face. A mirror is on the wall near the front door, and you see what was probably there the whole time, but there's not really a moment of shock to it. You see arms just kind of sticking out of the mirror loosely, as if grasping for the wall, trying to escape, but it's useless. And you hear, as you see the faceless's jaw moving from outside the window, but you hear it in your head. Everywhere they go, they introduce me to another place. Another place to collect. I consume. I collect. Peggy and Rose, you find yourselves together, standing in a school bathroom, but you see a symbol that has been drawn on the mirror. And again, you just know things in dreams sometimes, you know? You know that this symbol that you're seeing will help you control where you're going, what mirror you're stepping into and out of. This symbol is the key to the world without doors. You hear echoes of people. The sounds seem to come from the mirror, echoes of the world and people you've never met, of things that have and haven't happened, echoing, getting louder and louder and louder. You hear they believe what they see. They don't know their reality is shattered. Sit down, Karate Kyle. Tick, tock, bang. Do you know what happens to nails, Agent Cross? My name is Jeremiah Fletcher. You're like a nail that's been hammered in all crooked, weirdo. How do you know you're on the right side of the mirror? Everything is out of order. Logan, don't! And then the glass spiderwebs in an unnatural way, obscuring every bit of it without actually shattering and scattering onto the floor. And there's a smell, just like the smell after a storm. Emily, you see nothing. It's a black void inside of a golden framed mirror. You see the frame larger than life before you. If only you knew how to make a door, you could enter into any time that you want. You could go back to before. Maybe that's truly the only way to escape it. But you know, just like you know things in dreams, you know it will try to keep you here. Unless you can contain it. And just as suddenly as it happened, all of you find yourselves exactly where you were the moment Agent Wendigo opened that book. I would like for all of you to make a sanity roll, please, with a negative 20%.
With -20, that is 91.
Yeah, that's
Wait, how does that-
106.
Oh wait, no, I didn't make it. I was looking at my full sanity, not my current sanity. I did
Yeah.
not make it.
So how many fails do we have?
Oh! Group
Sounds about
fail!
right. Yeah.
Now is the time where I will remind you that you have the ability to project onto a bond,
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
because you are going to lose 7 points of sanity for this.
What happens if we are at a breaking point?
Yes, ditto.
Oh no!
So,
Samesies.
reaching your
Oh,
breaking point, you are going to gain a disorder. You're going to change your breaking point to your new value.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool,
because you'll
cool,
need
cool.
a new breaking point now, and it's going to be even worse. How many of you hit your breaking point?
I did.
Okay, Rose, Peggy, and Indigo.
How much is it? Was it total?
7.
It's 7. Okay, so that's 3 spine.
So you would only lose 6.
Only 6.
Your bond score will be reduced by 1, and your willpower is reduced by 1.
Yes, cool.
So you can choose to react to this. Was still a lot of sanity loss. You can react. You can have your character react to this in any way that you want. Those of you that have hit your breaking point, usually once you lose 5 sanity or more, you have like this temporary insanity. But you've been living in a state of temporary insanity since the moment you started the Glass Chronicles. So I'm going to say that will all just be up to you how you want to roleplay this. You're not suffering from any sort of condition or anything like that. It is all, how is your character reacting, losing that much sanity after seeing what you just saw? You all come back. Agent Wendigo, the book is no longer vibrating, and the pages are blank.
Question. What was the symbol on the mirror?
What
Done
does it
in.
look like?
What was it done in?
Yeah.
That's an excellent question. I'm very glad that you asked.
Oh, joy.
Blood.
So that symbol is sent to both of you, and
Ooh.
if you had to guess, it appears to have been drawn in blood.
Of course it was.
Naturally.
Yay!
What
What
else would
else?
it have been done in?
Emily is stock still for a hot second. She is ghost white, and then she runs to the bathroom and throws up. And just sobbing.
Peggy is rocking back and forth, just repeating the words that she heard. Karate Kyle, Logan, don't, out of order, crooked nail, you're such a weirdo. Just like over and over and over trying to, and then like interspersed with like, the clues don't make sense. The clues don't make sense. The goddamn clues don't make sense.
Was that a liar liar reference?
Yes, yes. Wendigo is sort of still looking at the book. And then he sort of looks up. Cross.
Cross is sort of frozen. And his cigarette has sort of like burned to his mouth and has like burned his lips, and he just like just sort of spits it out as it sort of comes back. He looks at everyone else freaking out, and you see a sort of decision of like, that's not important, and then looks back at the book and goes and just sort of, as he's saying to himself, this thing was afraid of the book. That's good. Not really acknowledging that Wendigo decided to talk to him. Just going to try and grab it from him.
Yeah, here, take it. What I don't even know what it is. What Cross?
What?
What are we doing here?
What do you mean, what are we doing here? We're trying to get out of here. He said it was afraid of beginnings, that it doesn't matter. It doesn't want us to go there. That
What are you talking about?
the faceless thing was afraid of us going back. We haven't lost yet.
Where are we going?
What do you mean? I sort of look at Wendigo, and Wendigo, where do you think we are?
That's what I'm asking you. I don't know what we're doing here.
What's the last thing you remember? What's your name?
My name is Wendigo, Agent Wendigo.
Do you remember your other name?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you do this morning? What did you have for breakfast?
I grabbed a sandwich.
And then what?
You know
Our
that is
wife-
false. The two of you stopped for breakfast, and Wendigo did not have a sandwich.
And then what?
Well, I met up with you and Pike. And we did this thing. No.
What thing?
Nope.
I feel like I've probably seen this before. Kiri, is this like a common thing or something that I've just seen like once before? Is it like, do I think it's temporary?
You've probably never like dealt with it personally before, but you have heard of agents having like huge chunks of memory loss. Sometimes just forgetting the whole case entirely. In some cases it's temporary, some cases it's permanent, some cases it gets worse.
Okay. I take out a little notepad, a pencil, and I give it to Wendigo. I want you to write down your day real quick. Okay? It's gonna sound weird, but I want you to write it down. I want you to write down the steps. But I want you to start from here, and I'm going to write down the place that we got our sandwiches from. And then I'm just gonna hand him the pad and take the book, and I guess before I start examining it, kind of like gave him the thing, cordoned him to wake, and then I guess kind of examine what is going on with everyone else for a second, and then dive into the book.
Yeah.
While I'm being pushed away, I'm going to, as I'm walking across the room, who are these people?
Right. Just right. It was a bad idea, me choosing to break the bond that is the people that I'm working with at this moment, which is Wendigo.
Rose, were you going to say something?
Yeah. Agent Cross, where were you wanting to go?
What?
You said it doesn't want you to go back. Wait, go back where? Where do you want to go?
Right. Everyone else saw something. You all saw something, right?
Yes.
Say it. What did you all see? Tell me now. Say it out loud.
I'm assuming Rose and I, we saw the same thing. The symbol. There was a symbol, and
A symbol on a mirror.
Okay.
right.
It can I guess it can control which which mirror you go to somehow? I don't know how I know that, but
No, this is good. This is good.
Do you know
Where
the doors are? Yes.
Draw it now. Draw it now. I take away the pad from Wendigo, and like pretty much turn the page before he's done. I take it and I hand it to them.
So as you're taking that, you see you started at the diner and he has written nothing. He remembers nothing about the beginning of this day. He has just sat there and stared at the paper. So you turn that blank paper and give that notepad to Peggy and Rose.
I for sure would gesture it to Rose to draw.
Okay. What is Dr. Emily O'Hara doing?
After she threw up and kind of broke out into tears, she washed all of the things to remove the awfulness and comes out, still ghost white. I was in a void in front of the mirror, but it was massive. And I thought if I could just get through it, I could go back. If I could find a way, I could just go back to before everything happened.
That's where we need to go.
It was the gold mirror from the house.
Right. Okay, gold mirror from the house. We saw that.
I heard something else. There was a lot of shouting of lots of things, but I heard someone called Karate Kyle, something saying everything was out of order, and it sounded like someone being bullied. Said, "You're such a weirdo." Did I hear it say, "Kyle, you're such a weirdo"?
No.
Okay. "You're such a weirdo. You're like a crooked nail," which we've heard that before. Perhaps this started with someone who wanted to get revenge or something.
Where I went, I saw a school bus pulling away, and I knew that this is where it started. Do I remember what
doesn't make sense.
Like around me? Like it was like, oh, this feels like the 1990s, or this feels like 2020, or something like just like by the make of houses and shit around me, or something.
It didn't feel out of place, so it felt like at least near the time that we are now.
Cool. And I'll gesture. That's where it began. I knew it, and it was afraid.
Did you describe everything that happened, like with the bus?
Yeah, the bus and how it was like talking to me, and how I knew that it was afraid. Beginnings don't matter, and I knew it was fucking lying because it's afraid of us. And,
what if they go together? What if there was a child being bullied, and somehow someone got pushed in front of a bus? I also heard Logan don't shouted. Is there any way we could look up the history, or I guess back then, or perhaps not in 1922, but a child named Kyle being run over by a bus?
I mean, we don't have a last name, but from what we have so far, we have the bus, that's where it started. We have a mirror that we need to get to, that we could travel to, that is safe, and we have a way to travel through it. Wendigo didn't tell us about his stuff. I guess I'll look at him.
Wendigo doesn't remember.
He doesn't remember. Okay, so we don't know that.
But Wendigo, as you look over to Wendigo, your phone rings again.
My personal phone?
Yeah, your program phone does not work anymore.
Okay.
Your personal phone rings.
Hello?
You answer, and you hear a voice that, in Wendigo's current state, he does not recognize.
I walk over and I press speaker.
Okay, real quick, you gotta answer the phone, and Cross just comes over, presses speaker. You hear Annabelle Romsted's voice. You hear, "Everywhere you take them, you infect. You have to know this by now."
Just sort of wave at Wendigo.
"Look, they must be exterminated."
Miss Mars, it's
don't listen to
been
it.
some time.
Don't.
Hasn't it?
Are you going to take care of it or not?
I don't think... Look, what we're dealing with right now, are we working towards the same thing? Because it doesn't seem like we are.
You are working towards protecting these people when all they do is infect every place they come into contact with. Your homes, your lives, your families are done because of them, and you want to keep them alive? Eliminate them, and this will all be over.
How do you
It's a lie.
know that? Everything that we got from you says that Mars Corp is the one that's fucking everything up, going through doors that they shouldn't go. I'm starting to think that this faceless thing was because of you all looking through the wrong doors that you shouldn't have been looking in.
So you're just gonna run around opening all the other doors, bringing these people into every place? Where are you right now, Gabe? Sean? Where are you right now? You know, I thought you might argue against this, so I have some contingencies in place, and I expect a trade within the hour. The line goes dead, and you receive picture messages on your phone. Wendigo, you see your family tied to chairs, mouths duct taped. Cross, you see your son tied up, bloodied. The text tells you an address to meet, and it says again, 1 hour, or I will kill them.
Just say that they escaped. Bring me. Let
No.
them.
No. I'll go.
Of course you won't. Don't be foolish. I have nothing. Except for the two of you. At least you have each other. Agent Cross, you're not willing to trade your son's life on the chance that... This could be a lie. This could be fake. This could
Of course
be
it is. We're not giving up one of our own.
What's the address?
You don't really know it off the top of your head. It's like a 15-minute drive.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not
you don't know, like, the building
mansion,
itself.
Though.
No, no.
Okay. All I know is that we have 1 hour. We're not going to spend it here. Any ideas?
Peggy cuts herself and starts drawing that symbol in her own blood.
That is literally
That
what I
is
was just
fucking
about
hilarious
to ask to do.
because the DMs that are or the private messages that are happening right now. At first, I was like, "Why the fuck are you asking this?" And then I was like, "Oh, is there anything
That's
sharp
so
in the room?" Is the
funny.
message that I received, and I was like,
I would have
Uh,
been more hesitant, but with the sanity loss, I figured it just made sense to just do it.
So you are
That's so
drawing the
funny.
symbol. Is that what you?
Yeah.
Is that you're wanting to do? Where are you drawing the symbol?
On the mirror in the bathroom. I'm too
Okay.
crazy to be scared of mirrors anymore.
Rose will absolutely run in there with her whenever she goes in there. Like she won't go in there by herself.
I'll like I'll like be doing it, but hand out, grab.
Do you let anyone
Squeeze.
know that that's your intention?
I think it would be sort of mumbled, but we're going right now. We're gonna go back to find Karate Kyle wherever the fuck he is.
There's only 3 safe paths that we know of. There's only 3 safe places
All
to
right,
use
well-
that.
Tell me where to go. We're going now.
It's
Well,
at
we
the
have time.
house, it's at the cave, and somewhere else. The house is
House?
the only place that we know. I'm
The mansion?
gonna open up my program phone and look at the last safe recorded place. Video.
Okay. You
Just in case.
open up your program phone.
Do schools have numbers in America?
I think so.
Buses do.
The last place that you are seeing Agent Cross is unfortunately a living room that you do not recognize.
But I'll describe it
And that
to
phone
the group.
blacks out.
Okay, I describe it to the group, see if they recognize any sort of living room. I'd be like, a couch like this, shit like this, nothing. No one recognizes any of it.
I don't know.
Emily, you said something about school.
Are schools numbered here in this country? Nowadays, I don't know. Because 7349 could be a number on a school or a bus or something.
I believe so. I mean, we need to know where we're going. We don't necessarily know what we need to find there, but we at least need to figure out where we're going. We know how to get there.
Can't we just concentrate really hard on what we want to see, and not know exactly where it is?
Is that how you did it before?
Question, Jerry. Is that the vibe that I got in my dream? That if I could just think really hard at where I'm trying to go, even if I don't know like where, like geographically, like anchor on something, would that work?
Yes, you don't believe that drawing this symbol will make this door safe forever. It will make it a permanent door. So you are making a permanent door in this hotel room if you do this.
What could go wrong?
But by you drawing this key, you have say in where you come out.
So could we, in theory, because we've been to the house, we've been to, the cave, but we haven't been to wherever this kid is. Fucking. So would we, if we anchored on that, we thought really hard about that, would it take us there?
I would say you definitely have more certainty in the places that you've been.
Okay.
Physically, like the places that you have seen. But it could be possible. I mean, you're going through a fucking mirror, so like
Yeah, and reality is a big old.
I'm going to note for the agents, that going through mirrors, going to other places, time is different. You have an hour out here. You don't know if time will work in your favor if you walk through a mirror. You could send just the friendlies through. Then you have nothing to bargain with.
Whatever happens, I can't go. I can't remember any of these places. I've never been there.
We haven't been there either.
Well, we've been to the house.
I don't remember the house.
To the location with the child.
Well, I'm the one that saw the fucking bus. God damn it. I'm the one that probably has to draw.
Look, I don't want to put your families at risk, but it seems like going to this address is a death sentence. Most likely for all of us.
Would we maybe take the mirror off the wall and bring it with us? Vivi and I were carrying a mirror around for decades. And then we could just get your families and fuck off with the mirror. or something.
I don't know. I don't know. I try to lay out the clues. It's supposed to fit. But it doesn't. I don't know. It's all out of order.
Well, of course it is. Of course it's all out of order. Time is all out of order. So then... where it all started, going back to the very beginning where it was first released, what is that? What is that moment, that thing came into the world? Is it the school? Is it...
I am going to note as well. I think this threat of being executed once again kind of pushes another interpretation of that sentence into your head. You could go back to when it started, whatever this is, or you could go back to before you walked into this world without doors. You can go back to before you got on that ship. You can go back to before you opened those fucking invitations. You can go back.
But if we go back, does it undo what happened? Will we no longer know each other?
That seems likely. If it never happened, if we never went to that house, how would we have met? I mean, unless you arrested me, that doesn't seem entirely unlikely.
Probably at some point that would have occurred.
But then we also leave...
we know too that there were people already trapped before we got there.
But time is a mess, so... I mean,
True.
That's not really a consideration. Any concept we have of linear time from A to B doesn't matter. Although what does matter is if we go back to our respective times, the two of you are here still. I mean, I guess in theory you could go back to before you met us, before you engaged with this case, but I don't know if that... it's far enough. I don't know that will save your families.
Carrie, do we know for sure, or obviously we don't know for sure, but the place that the spooky boy was afraid of us going, was that the school location, or is this what you were mentioning, like before everyone opened all the invitations, before all of that happened, or is it pretty clear that like it's afraid of us going to this specific moment in time? Do we know what specific moment in time that is?
It is afraid of you going to its beginning.
Do we have a clear idea of where that is? Because if we don't, then it's like, well, we're just jumping in blind, so there's no point.
Yeah, you landed on a street, a bus went by. You have no idea where that is.
But that feels like the right point in time, though.
To you, it absolutely does, yes.
Did the bus, I mean, assume you described the bus, did it look like a modern bus or like a bus you weren't used to seeing? A modern bus?
Modern bus.
But if time is out of order, then it doesn't matter that... I don't want to go to this place and just hand ourselves over to this woman. I just feel after everything we've been through, do you really expect us to do that?
We got two choices. We can either go there with our own plan and try the best that we can, or we can try to go to the mansion, but we don't know.
We could try to go to the mansion before we
Or
entered
can
it.
split.
And tell all of the other people not to go in, but what if they don't listen? What if that wasn't the beginning? What if this bus scenario is the beginning?
The bus feels like the beginning.
It does.
What?
How sure do you feel about that?
Do you bet your son's life on it?
It's basically what you're doing.
Cross doesn't say anything. Whatever we're doing, we need to get going. And he takes out another cigarette, shaky, puts in his mouth, and he's like, "Get your stuff. Wherever we're going, we have to start going there now." And he'll walk
Can
out
they
to the
give
car.
us weapons? Like, could you guys have enough weapons to outfit us at this point? I don't think we have any guns.
Do you ask?
Yes. A while back you took our guns. I don't suppose you've got some extras on you.
Yeah, when we get there.
What do you mean?
We'll hand them out.
Do you not trust? After everything.
He doesn't say anything, and he gets in the car.
Car?
Goes
Earthling's
outside.
going to slaughter.
Oh.
I think Wendigo comes out and just has a double take. What the hell happened to my car? And then gets in the front seat.
Wait, where are we going?
Peggy.
I'm not going there.
And Cross,
Rose,
you have
what?
to talk to us.
Should we vote?
It's hardly a vote when one of us has the most power in the room.
We do not have to go with them. We don't. We can grow through the mirror now.
Follow you.
I just don't want it to be forced on us. Everywhere we've been has been forced upon us. We get to decide. Not just you, Agent Cross. I was asking for guns to go through the door. And you're thinking we're going to this address. We need to decide as a group.
What do you want to do?
I thought we were discussing going to where the bus is. Unless you think we don't have enough information.
If we have to think for it, to pinpoint the location, only one of us will get there.
That's not true. When we left that trapdoor area, I'm the one that put my hand on the glass and pulled the others through. They weren't thinking of anything. I think once the door is made, the door is made. If we create a permanent door up there, it will go to the same place, I think.
It feels like we're running out of time. And I think we either split up or we put it to a vote.
Agent Cross, we don't deserve to be handed over after everything.
Do you think my family deserves to die?
No, but we all deserve a chance.
That's
to
the
fight.
choice that we're making right now.
But how do
Is
you
either
know?
both of our families die,
It could be a
or
lie.
we go in. It's not.
So you're saying your vote is to go to that address and hand us over like pigs.
No,
Okay, all right, your vote is in. Wendigo, what do you
no,
say?
it's not. Trying to think of a different. Either one of us should go through the window. It should either be me or Wendigo. And the rest of us should go with guns to try and do what we can. Because if one of us shows up, if not everyone is there, then their families are dead. Either way. But I think we need someone to go alone and try and fix this. If we put all of our eggs in one basket, then...
But couldn't we come back to the same time?
When we went into the Mars building, and then we came out and went back in, it seemed like years had passed. We don't have any control over how much time passes or how much doesn't, so we don't know. It could also not. We don't know.
Well, if we pick a time a week ago, you could put your family somewhere else to hide them.
It
before
doesn't
all
matter.
this started.
It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everything. All the time. Everything. Annie's going to kill our family.
Yeah.
Annie will kill our families.
Yeah.
There is one way, and it's through. You all said it yourself. If we go deeper, we're not going to get out. Victoria said that too. If we go through another door, go through another portal, it's another hole. We're going deeper.
I'm fine with going deeper. You all can get out, but I can go deeper as long as my family's safe. I don't care what happens to me. So if you
I don't
all
want you
go...
going. I don't want you going in there by yourself.
I walk out. I go to the back of the car. I take out the bag of guns. I throw the bag of guns on the ground, and I get in the car, and I'm going to drive off by myself to go to the house. I'm going to try to do it as quickly as possible.
Can we stop him from? Can we attempt to stop him from getting in the car?
If you try to come
I
up
will...
towards me, I will draw my gun on you. If she comes close, I will shoot at the ground near her.
Agent Cross, I would like for you to make a firearms roll.
Fucking.
And Peggy, I would like for you to make an unarmed strike. Or unarmed combat roll.
I missed mine just barely. Like 4%, 76 over 72.
Carrie, I got a 99.
So, Agent Cross, this is going to play into the fact that you lost 6 sanity earlier. While you didn't reach your breaking point, you are in this state of temporary insanity. You storm to your vehicle, pull the bag out, slam it down onto the floor. You see Peggy rushing for you, and you bring up the gun to point and threaten and go to shoot at the ground, and you fire. I need you to roll damage.
No!
No.
I fucking knew it. That's 8.
Peggy, how many hit points do you have?
11.
Oh, thank God.
You all hear the shot ring out, and Peggy, as you're rushing forward, you move to reach for him. You're still a few steps away. The shot rings out, and you feel another bullet rip through your abdomen. Yeah. Agent Cross, I need you to make a sanity roll, please.
You get in the car and drive, you son of a...
I fail.
You are going to lose 4 more points of sanity.
Cool.
What's the point of him going there without us anyway?
Listen.
Cross has this wild look in his eyes.
Breaking point.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Perfect.
Fuck. Okay.
I guess as I'm leaving, I look towards Wendigo and I just kind of like under my breath before this all happened was like, please go save my family. And then that's the only thing I guess I said.
I think whether Cross is aware that he is saying it or not, as he sees what he just did, Peggy kind of falls, like drops to her knees. You are rushing, the rest of you are rushing for Peggy. Cross is getting into the car and you just hear him muttering, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. And just pulls out of the parking lot and drives off.
Emily is right there. Fuck, I did this yesterday.
You fucking shot me!
Rose is like on her knees panicking.
People are opening their motel room doors now. People are opening their doors and looking out, and Rose and Emily, as they're shouting, you're looking up and you're looking into the eyes of every person that you're currently infecting.
Mm-hmm.
As they're like, oh my god, well, call 911, and someone's like calling 911.
No.
People are like gasping and looking and rushing for towels and things. What are you doing?
Emily will take off her vest and use it as a blotter and look straight at Wendigo and say, we have to get out of here right now. Bring us upstairs. Carry her upstairs. They can't be seen with us.
They're already infected.
Well, more will come.
How do we know that that's even true?
The only way we can get you safe, away from people, is to go to that address.
Fuck. Are you for real?
There's a mirror upstairs. We can just go through the mirror.
They could just take me to the hospital and...
We go through that mirror. You said so yourself, Emily. Time's not linear. If we go through that mirror, we might go back in time, yes. But it doesn't stop time here. My family has only got about 30 more minutes.
Right. Patch me up.
Peggy, I need you to make a constitution roll, please.
Oh.
Can I make a first aid to try to deal with this mess?
I think you're gonna have to make a choice. Either you're getting the fuck out of here before authorities can show up, or you are trying to patch up Peggy here.
I made it 52 under 55.
And I'm opening up doors.
Fine.
All right, and all of you are piling into Agent Wendigo's shitty beat-up car.
My fucked up SUV is driving as fast as it can away from this scene to that address.
Rose is holding on to Peggy's hand tightly and trying to help staunch blood flow.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did that. I didn't want him to drive away.
Peggy?
Yeah.
I love you, and I think that this might be the last time we get to say that.
I think you might be right. And I think I love you too. No, I know I do.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. But at least now we don't have to make a decision. It's already been decided. Don't be scared.
I'm not.
Peggy, I need you to make another constitution roll.
I don't want to. I said that. I failed that one. 89 over 55.
How many hit points do you have left?
3.
Okay. The camera watches as the car continues driving. Agent Wendigo is bringing the Glass Chronicles survivors to the address listed in the text. We pan back into the car as it is pulling up into a parking lot of some sort of rundown, it looks like abandoned warehouse of some sort. we see the camera is focusing on half of Agent Wendigo's face as you are staring at the warehouse. The other half, almost like dual focus, we see Emily O'Hara and Rose Claythorne holding on to Peggy O'Neill's unmoving body. And it is dead silent.
I think Emily just puts a hand on Rose's.
She left me.
Yeah. You have to go. You have to go. But I'll be with you every step. I promise.
She's gone. She's gone. She's gone. She's gone. She's gone. She's gone.
The scene is interrupted, but Emily and Rose don't notice. Agent Wendigo, you see the door of this warehouse open, and you see Annabelle Romsted standing, holding on to your wife, gun to her head. She pushes her out.
I get out of the car. I go to the back of the SUV. I strap on my Bowie knife and put a gun behind me, like I usually do. I walk to the other side of the car and I open it up for both Emily and Rose to step out. And then I will grab the body of...
You will not.
Don't touch her!
You will not lay a finger on this woman.
I have to deliver all three of you.
I don't care. You will not touch her. And Emily will reach in and lift Peggy.
You get out of the car. Annie's walking a little bit closer, gun still to her head. She waits until she gets close enough. She eyes Peggy's condition. She looks at you, Wendigo. She nods. And she says, "You made the right choice." And then we hear in quick succession 3 gunshots as she quickly aims the gun at Emily O'Hara and fires, at Rose Claythorne and fires, and at Agent Wendigo and fires. They hit you. You feel your bodies fly backwards from the impact itself and the weight of Peggy as all, the 3 of you crumble to the asphalt. Agent Wendigo, you hear the gunshot, and then you feel warmth spill down your chest, and you reach up, and you are shot right in the neck. You only feel it for a moment before everything goes dark. And Agent Wendigo crumbles as well. Agent Cross, you have pulled up to the burned bones of the Glass mansion. I say bones, but the walls just are blackened. They're full, not like a house that's burned down before. You see the windows boarded up. You see a little bit of graffiti on the house outside. And you know, it's looking at you just as much as you're looking at it. What would you like to do?
I go into the trunk of my car where the sword still is. And I would like to take that with me. Have the piece of paper that has the symbol drawn on it. And there's actually a couple of other things in the trunk that's like standard issue, like FBI shit. There is tactical body armor and a Kevlar helmet. And a first aid kit with a portable fire extinguisher.
So we have like this gearing up montage of you like strapping all of this on.
Yeah, putting the sword, getting this, probably like, I don't know, charcoal stick or something like that, something to draw. Oh wait, no, blood. Have a knife. And I'd look at the house and I pull out another cigarette, put it in my mouth, light it, and all I'm thinking about is my son. I'm not thinking about the agents, I'm not thinking about the people that we've been with for longer than it seems like. Cross only cares about his son. And making sure that the monsters under his bed never become real to him. And so he gets his stuff, he gets ready, and he goes up and I guess tries to manhandle through the front door to try to get into this place, to try and find the remnants of that mirror that he saw.
You push forward, and with every step that you are taking towards this front door, you hear the faceless in your ear. No, stop. Stop. Go back. Go back. She has your son. She has him.
You know, the one thing about fishing? You know how you actually get the fish? Bait. And then I kick open the front door.
The front door slams open. You push inside of this house. Where are you going?
I'm trying to find that mirror. I guess it's in the main room.
Yeah, you turn right. Yeah, you turn right into the living room, and where before you have seen a shattered mirror with a gaudy gold frame, you see it pristine, good as new, waiting for you.
That's right. And I'm not going to take any chances. Not like an idiot like the movies do, cutting your hand. That's stupid. I cut the back of the forearm to get some blood, and then I start painting everything out, getting it ready to go.
Yeah.
I probably gun still in holster, but sword out, because I know that that's more usable than the gun is.
Yeah, you are drawing this symbol, and you're like looking at the picture, and you're drawing it out, and as you're finishing, you hear, you know what's the thing about fishing is you need bait. And then you blink. The mirror's not there. It's shattered, crumbled, all down onto the floor. And in frustration, you turn around. And all of you, every single one of you, find yourselves sitting in hard metal fold-up chairs. You see each other, except different. Peggy's hair is long and straight, and Rose's is messy with tangles in many different places. Cross's beard is untrimmed and dirty. Wendigo's hair is shaggy and hanging over his eyes. Emily's hair is choppy and uneven, bangs looks like they were cut a little too short on her forehead. You are all wearing plain white t-shirts and gray sweatpants. You're sitting in a circle with a Another familiar face, sitting in a doctor's coat. Black slacks, black boots. Agent Pike sits before you. A clipboard in his hands, glasses on his nose. And as the camera pulls up to move out of the scene, we see that we're in a psychiatric hospital. And as we move out of the building, we see the name Dorchester written across the top. And that is where we're going to end our episode today. The scene opens as Agent Wendigo is driving towards the location of the address given in the text. You all hear Peggy's breathing get choppier, a little more labored as she's holding on to her side.
Peggy?
Rose. I'm dying, Rose.
You can't leave me.
Listen. It's too late. You have to find some way to get back to the beginning and fix it.
I'm gonna lose you either way. You can't.
It's alright. It's because you made me so happy. I've never felt that way in my life. It always happens like that.
Never cared about anything. You can't take away the one thing.
No, it's good. Love is always good. It doesn't matter if it's short or long. And who knows? You could all be dead in a couple minutes anyway. My wild Irish rose, prettiest flower that grows.
I'll follow you. I'll follow you. I'll follow you. But you.
I'm sorry.
No.
And then her eyes are open, but she's gone. Oh wait, I gotta change my name in here. Hold on.
Oh, fuck. Shut it down, everyone. Shut it down. We're gonna use the backup date. It's too
I'm
much.
so fucking sorry. I'm so sorry.
We can't take it back. It's permanent.
The damage has been done, Katie.
14.
14.
Yeah! I almost swallowed my toothpick.
Don't do that.
Oh,
Please, for the love of God, do not swallow
Please don't do
your
that.
toothpick.
We're like,
I mean my cigarette. I'm in character.
how do you call 911 from across the country?
The dice are telling a story tonight, folks. Holy shit.
Sorry, I shot your girlfriend. I didn't mean to. It was an accident. Oh, no. Fuck.
Okay, I'm dying. It's fine.
No, you're dead.
Keep going.
And then
blood,
we're like,
blood.
all right, I think it's time that we did therapy. Everyone come in. Like,